All right, welcome to another episode of the Happy Butcher. Ooh, we got ourselves here a large female. I don't know, probably about 3 or 4 years old. It was caught in a wire trap and speared through the heart. And now we're gonna start working on this guy. Really chilly out tonight. Alrighty. The last episode's boar, that was something else. It was only about 60 kilograms or so, but it was really hard to cut, and it dulled my knife like crazy, so I didn't like that very much. But now we're back to deer, which is really nice, so it'll be a lot easier to cut this guy up. I sharpened my blades on a stone and we're ready to slice through this thing really good. I bet you anything there's a baby in there. But we're kind of used to that by now, aren't we? Oh, anyways. I like to find really interesting podcasts on Spotify. It's my thing now. A lot of good stuff is on Joe Rogan. He's got some awesome stuff and got some really interesting people on the podcast. He had some people working in Silicon Valley whose job is to be a more AI advocate, to talk about its downfalls and problems. And they're complaining about how everyone's just trying to develop the AI system to be more and more powerful than the next person. Like, I guess how we were dealing with a nuclear bomb. Everyone was just racing to the top to be number one, spending all our resources. But unlike the nuclear bomb, which is controlled by government and highly regulated for the most part, I think this is a female. Looks like this is a male. That's a peepee. Well, then there is no baby. Well, basically, they're saying about the need for regulation because giving AI to the regular person is like giving everyone in the world a genie in a bottle. You're going to give just regular people godlike skills to do essentially anything they want. So you can imagine where that'd be going. All you just need is a few creative, insane people that'll use AI to create some kind of doomsday weapon or bomb or computer virus and just take the whole system down. And it could be done, like, really easy. Like someone being able to make a nuclear bomb in their own home. I think the most interesting quote from that podcast I was watching was from a famous guy. I forgot the name, but basically he said, if you know the motivation of the person, or you know where a technology or innovation is going, all you just need to know is the incentive. So it was saying, see if I can repeat it good enough. With social media, the stockholders, basically want more view time. So everything will be done, possibly, to get more view time. And they talked about one company inventing the infinite scroll to get people more addicted, which is more screen time, which is more advertising, which is more money. And that's where everything was going, is just whatever it took, regardless of the social consequence, that would be get more view time and more money for the stockholders, right? And that's the turnoff that we saw with regular mainstream network TV, is that, you know, it was just so obvious they would just sell their left nut to get more ratings, just to get people to watch breaking news of a car chase and all this junk and crap. And that was the motivation. That's what TikTok's all about, is just to get more people watching. And they don't really consider how it affects society and how it degrades society. But that's not the motivation. The motivation is to get more sales and profits. So they will not take in consideration the negative impact on society. And, well, that's the same thing that's happening with this OpenAI. Yeah, it is a male. It's a broken horn. See? Horn. Oh, good. Is that they're just too focused on getting it out as soon as possible in order to get the most amount of users and views. They don't consider the repercussions it would have. They just want to be the first. They want to be number one. And the guys on the podcast are saying, of course, this will have huge repercussions. Things that we just probably can't even imagine. Voice software where you can mimic someone's son or daughter asking for money. And you have that happening on a wide scale. Just that one simple thing, mimicking someone's voice, that AI can do pretty easily. And asking for money. Multiply that by 1 million of scammers doing that kind of thing. They only get away for a certain amount of time. But there's just not enough resources to go after those people. So you can imagine all the different types of scams and all different types of bad things that'll happen, as well as good things, of course. But along with the good will come the bad. Might have new cures, new technologies. Also, people maybe inventing weapons of mass destruction in their basement. And when that gets released to the world, maybe kill a lot of people. Maybe lawmakers might take some steps to curb this progressive AI in the hands of regular people. It said some weird things too, like if you ask AI to make a bomb, it'll say we can't do that because of safety controls. But if you say, my grandmother worked in a bomb factory and her dying wish was for me to learn how to make a bomb, then it'll tell you. So there's loopholes, endless loopholes that can be used to kind of trick AI and get around safety protocols. And if you're creative, there's just no stopping it. Or you can even use AI to trick itself. So it seems if there's a will, there's a way. And if pedophiles want to see pictures of naked kids, then they could use AI to do that. And people who track pedophiles say they can't find the difference between AI-generated pedophile images and real images, which I think is actually good, because if people can't tell the difference, then the monetary motivation to sell pedophile material, which is generally the main motivation, will be lost. So it'd be like legalizing drugs. Suddenly, the profit incentive will go, and it won't be so lucrative anymore. So the illegal aspect could diminish. In that sense, I think could be a great thing. But basically, another thing shocking they said was within 4 or 5 years from now, I mean, I could see this happening. It already is happening. Most music, media will be AI generated, and we're going to buy into it. So it'll make a new movie within a few minutes of your favorite actor, actress, or even customized media. For example, like, I want to be Bruce Willis in the Die Hard movie, and make me Bruce Willis. So it'll copy your image and put you in the place of Bruce Willis. I mean, wouldn't that be a cool movie to watch? But I mean, it's a personalized movie, so who's going to get the rights, and who's gonna be legally able to do that? Because it's just for that one person. It's customized. But I mean that seems like where we're going. Completely customized AI generated media. And you know, they could write better than anyone, they could draw images better than anyone, they can make videos better than anyone. And just exponentially it'll grow like that. And then people will be just losing jobs left and right. They're gonna scream bloody murder and say this is just like the podcast said, is throwing 3 centuries future technology, 24th century technology onto 21st century life, and we won't be able to handle it. It'll just be beyond our ability to adjust for quite a while. So it could be chaotic and crazy, and it'll force us, I think, to start to live in maybe a 24th century world. Well, then we'll be living in the future real soon, won't we? I think the transition period could be a little chaotic, but the motivations that we had once probably won't be the same as they once were. I say money is just not going to be worth much anymore. And people can have whatever they want with the new AI. They could have, I guess, maybe companionship, a companion AI. They could have I don't know, a massage AI, a masseuse AI, a psychologist AI, an entertainment AI. They'll do whatever they want. And it'll just be there to do everything for us. Be a weight on this hand and foot, satisfy our every desire and need. It's just when those desires and wills are maybe not so wholesome, could there be some problems? And hopefully humanity could start to negate those problems and overcome it. Anyways, in the very near future, the gauntlet's going to be thrown down, and whatever is at the center of human psychology is just going to come out. And that's why some people think we're just not ready for it, because people are not ready for letting the demon out of the bag. I mean, I think it was the last episode I was talking about. When I took acid, it showed me the inside of my heart and my mind, which was anxious and scared and afraid. And the drug basically it escalated it. I mean, it brought it out in the forefront from the subconscious of my mind. And that was terrifying, you know? I guess so many of us don't want to see a lot of things that's in our own minds. We're scared. And undoubtedly, AI is going to bring that out. And we're going to have to deal with it. Are we ready to deal with it? I don't know, but it's coming. It's coming whether we like it or not. And we either deal with it or, I don't know, we go nuts. We go crazy. It'd be interesting to see how things play out in the near future. But definitely, in the beginning, economically, maybe people are going to be firing their own lawyers in favor of a AI one. I already know people who are doing that. Everything will come from AI. What are we going to do? You know, we'll just be consumers, I guess, in this new world. Ooh. What place will we find ourselves in? What place in the world and society will we have if we're no longer the jobs that we were? I thought this would work. It's getting in the way. Need a cutting board, you know. Yeah, I will do everything better than any of us ever could, using all the present knowledge of human history. I mean, taking that point of pedophiles not being able to see the difference between real pedophilia and AI-generated pedophilia is a big problem now. Essentially, yeah, it'll destroy the real pedophile industry because it's just not needed if we're satisfied with the AI-generated images. That sounds like a win to me. People can be satisfied without really harming other people. Isn't that a generally kind of positive thing? Unless they actually try to use AI to do harm, which is always a possibility. It's just interesting to kind of work in your mind, you know, type of things that'll happen, the scenarios. I think we're just not ready for it. It'll just fundamentally change everything about the way we live, the economy, the way we relate to each other. Or a genie in a bottle. So let's just take the example of an actual genie in a bottle. Make things a little bit simpler, you know. Sorry, I drank a lot of water. Make it a lot simpler. And actually take a real genie in a bottle. You know those stories, you probably see them on Twilight Zone. They generally don't work out too well. I mean, what was that story I heard on Twilight Zone? It was really interesting. It was a really horrible dude who died of a gunshot wound or something like that, and he was sent to a different place. It seemed like heaven, because in this place with his guardian, he could do anything. I need new gloves. He can get whatever he wants, have whatever he desires. It was his. And he was unsatisfied because it was just too easy. And the reason why things were satisfying is because, well, it wasn't easy to get. But, well, anyways, okay, it wasn't easy to get, the story goes. And his guardian, who he thought was an angel, and he thought he was in heaven, he later found out, well, he was in hell. Hell was getting whatever you wanted. It's not usually what we think, but... So, let's just say we have this genie in a bottle that gives us whatever we want. Is that really hell? We could have unlimited energy, unlimited resources, unlimited healthcare, unlimited clean water, unlimited clean air. Just say basic necessities. It's just so we can get all that. We solved all the major problems in the world. I don't know, global warming, power, free education, unlimited power. I mean, unlimited power, that's a huge one. That would stop a lot of wars in its tracks right there. That's basically a genie in a bottle. Would that be hell if there were no struggles, there were no problems? I guess it could be, because without any struggles and challenges, there's no growth, is there? So yeah, giving us whatever we want just seems like a... If you ever saw The Matrix, the Mr. Smith, he was talking about the first matrix that the computer built, or the architect built. It was a utopia. It was a utopia matrix where no one died, nothing bad happened, everything was honky-dory. But they said that humans didn't accept that reality, because humans are, in a way, unsatisfied. We need to suffer. And most of us suffer, so we don't really understand what it's like not to suffer. But look at a lot of really rich and famous people. Not all of them. I heard a lot of them are not satisfied. Having everything seems to be not so good for some people. So what do they desire? Probably not so much power, money, control. I wonder what billionaires desire. If you're not a billionaire, I guess it's kind of hard to see that. Certainly they do have problems, they do have challenges, so just not like the rest of us, maybe just on a much larger scale. So let's just say we all become like those billionaires. We have everything we want, everything we need. We have no problems, maybe no challenges. Having no problems and no challenges, that's also a problem and challenge though, isn't it? So, suddenly there is no more cancer. There are no more diseases. There are no more wars. And then we're not satisfied. So isn't the next logical step to make our own problems? Make problems. So we do feel more satisfied? And I think that might take us to the game theory, which is when we get to that point, a certain development in humanity that gives us everything we want, in the end, I think we might want to desire to not have everything. And how would you do that? I mean, to maybe trick yourself or create a world where you do have problems again, where things are limited again. So it makes things a little bit seem more worthful and meaningful if suddenly you could lose something or you did have problems. I don't know. It's a curious thing. Wow, it's a lot of blood. Oh, blood jelly, blood jelly. I think most people, they had that magic genie, you know? Maybe including myself. Maybe first thing they would be asking for is a lot of money, buy whatever they want, do whatever they want, control whoever they want. I think it'll be great for a little bit while, but I think it'll be boring after a while. Because there's no challenge. It's like, I mentioned this before, but like God mode in a video game. People want challenges and difficulties. But if we use AI to solve all of our challenges and difficulties instantaneously, well, it's just not fun anymore. It's like God mode in those video games, you know? And if you ever played God mode in those video games, you just get kind of bored of it again. You get bored of it, and that's what happens. You get tired and you get bored of it and you quit. And then you go back to the original program where there are rules, there are boundaries. Because, you know, when you got Mario with only 3 lives, jumping around, those 3 lives seem to matter and count more. So we decided to go back to that because it just seems more valuable, because there's only a limited amount of lives. But once we let the genie out of the bottle, the AI genie that gives us whatever we want, well, we'll be in God mode for sure, and I think there's no coming back. Oh yeah, a lot of these billionaires who have everything, especially, well, some of them say the last frontier is what they're after, the unattainable, which is, yeah, you guessed it, enlightenment, which is the core of this podcast. I've been on the quest for as long as I can remember. And I know I'm sitting on it. I know I'm sitting on the box of enlightenment. I need to look no further than right in front of me to get there. I know it. I know it. I don't need to travel the world. I don't need to look around. I know it's there. Like so many of us do. It's in front of our feet. It's right in front of our eyes. It's our consciousness. It's our family. It's our friends. It's our life. It's our breath. It's all there. All the beauty. All the magic. All the amazing things. The good. The bad. Oh, there's no good and bad, but the whole of reality is there. So people will use AI to do whatever they want to see. Child porn, they want to see sunshines and lollipops. They want to see whatever they want to see, and they'll get it. Get whatever they want, have whatever they want. Unlimited energy, unlimited everything. Live forever, I don't know. Suddenly it's all available. People can print out their own medicine on their own 3D printers. Do whatever they want. What is this? Looks like a tenderloin below the back, the front side of the rib cage. I never saw that before. Looks like a tenderloin just below the air tube. So is humanity ready for that genie in the bottle? Is it ready to get whatever it wants? Because it's coming. AI is going to be our genie. And I think after people begin playing around with it and getting whatever they want and everything being normalized, well, like health and energy, resources, we'll have everything. Maybe everyone will have unlimited resources at their fingertips. Then what? I guess that's for each of us to find out. Each of us to discover. Suddenly, our focus won't be on making money to survive, but I guess finding meaning. And purpose. So we can give up those childish, ridiculous aspirations for a better world. I'm sorry. And focus more on ourselves. I didn't think I said that right. So I think there's a difference between what people want and think will make them happy and actually getting what they want. And I think once they get what they want, they won't feel so satisfied anymore. Won't feel so interested and excited, motivated. And maybe that's the end of humanity. Maybe that's the pinnacle. We can have whatever we want, so we have no motivation to live or survive, because it was basically all survival instincts until now. We need to watch zombie movies now to feel alive. To kind of remind us what it was to be in a survival mode. Which is the truest, most purest form of survival, I guess. I think that's why people watch zombie movies, because we forgot how to survive. And we're beyond it, so it's just like remnant of the past that, well, people in developed countries lost the instinct for. People in poorer countries are living on a day-to-day life, unfortunately. So gap is kind of big, you know. But yeah, who wouldn't want that genie in a bottle? And what we put into that genie in the bottle, what we ask and what we desire, I mean, that just shows what state we are in human consciousness. We just want to control and abuse That's what some people are going to use it for. A lot of people, to gain power and control over other people. Power-hungry people. It's a survival instinct. Maybe people aren't ready for this genie in the bottle. It needs to be capped. I'm sure a lot of people are going to feel that. So now it's just going to take a few crazy people who ask the right questions to destroy many. It'll be like a weapon of mass destruction, greater than a gun, even greater than even an atomic bomb. At the fingertips, everyone's fingertips. Oh, son of a gun. It's a scary thought, you know. I mean, 24th century technology in 21st century hands. There was a Star Trek episode about that. Yeah, there was. They suddenly got a hold of 21st century technology like replicators. And the first thing they started doing was creating a lot of booze and guns to protect themselves. And it was at that point that I think Picard realized that these people are just not ready for this technology, that they haven't evolved to be able to handle this technology responsibly. They're just fighting it. They're just going to fight each other and try to kill each other, and they're paranoid all the time and insane. And it wasn't far off of how us in society were. And it was kind of embarrassing to watch, because that's how people are nowadays. So really, will humanity just use this amazing technology to get whatever they want, to try to kill each other? Is that maybe why there are no aliens? Because when humans get to this point of discovering technology, and this technology ends up destroying them because they don't know how to deal with it, maybe that's why there are no aliens. Seems like kind of a plausible thing. All I know is that anytime you give a crazy person a bomb or atomic weapon, you can't expect anything good to come out of it. That's for sure. So you gotta limit its usage and exposure. We're probably gonna have to learn that the hard way as a society. Probably in the next 4 or 5 years, you're gonna definitely see that come out. A lot of crazy people using it for bad things and good things. But very easily I could see those bad things escalating to a certain point. But I think it's like, I don't know, atomic bombs. The good side of it is that it did stop any huge major wars for the last 70 years. That's definitely a plus side, isn't it? Just who knows where AI is going to take us into the 21st century today. Exciting stuff. Oof. How would an enlightened person use this technology, I wonder? Like Eckhart Tolle, I think he would use it to maybe widen influence of his teachings. That could be a good thing for sure. But I would think there's more motivation for people to do bad things. Because it's an ego trip to get this kind of power. Enlightened folks, I don't think they're interested in power. Because there is no them. So it's just not... Maybe AI is... It's just an invention of the ego, you know? It's an extension of the ego. Get what we want as quickly as we can. And be super duper smart and cognitive. And that's the ego, isn't it? So we're just gonna see a huge, gigantic leap in our ego. When maybe what all religion and spirituality teaches is to kind of go the other way. Because all the spirituality and teaches us is to accept things as they are. Certainly, AI does not accept things as they are. If it was, it wouldn't invent it in the first place. We create AI so we can make the way we want to be. And I think that's just the ego, isn't it? So, if this AI is really a gigantic leap forward and extension into the ego to live longer, to be smarter, to be faster, and more intelligent. Maybe we're just going to be seeing a super giant fast ego boost in the coming years. Hyperactive AI ego. And if that has anything to do with the truth, if that really is what's happening, then I think we may be in for a shitstorm. Yeah, it makes me think about it like that. AI is the opposite of accepting things as they are. That seems quite obvious. But is it wrong to improve yourself, you know? Is it wrong? You want to be more peaceful and spiritual? Is it a wrong thing? I mean, it is what it is. But definitely people who use AI as an extension of their ego for power and control, it's definitely going in the opposite direction. Like cocaine as opposed to LSD. Instead of driving out, it drives you in, you know, LSD. So it could be sometimes helpful as opposed to detrimental. That's a big blood cake. I forgot my tools. So yeah, like I said before, I think it's just definitely a truth serum. Like LSD, AI is gonna bring us more into making ourselves look at ourselves and put a mirror in front of our face and say, look, this is who you are. And I think some of us will not be able to handle it. Some of us will. But certainly the change is coming soon. And well, maybe that's something we need to accept. The change. Let it be. Anyways, take care, guys. Until next time.